You're listening to the smartest guys in marketing, the best show on the planet for client businesses to learn about traffic, funnels, sales, conversions, and marketing coolness. Chris and Taylor are the founders of Traffic and Funnels, a digital marketing consultancy helping you get paid clients from cold traffic daily. Now, here are your hosts, Chris and Taylor.
What is up, everybody? Chris Evans here with my co-pilot, Ashton. Glad you guys are here. This is going to be a great session. All right. Ashton, how you feeling today?
Dude, I'm feeling amazing today. I'm feeling really good.
Good. Took your supplements, took your nootropics, drank some water.
Got my nootropics in, did my morning formula, got my reading, did some journaling. I got a good day going.
I love that, man. I'm really proud of you. Well, here's the deal. We're just going to roll with this. You good with that, Ashton?
Let's do it.
All right. So today we're talking about stacking the deck. Stacking the deck. And really, we're going to break down some principles for winning at paid media. And so, I want to give just some thoughts on paid media. I think where paid media is at today, where it's going for 2019. We typically spend six figures a month on paid advertising. And so, as you guys know, many of you know, costs of media are rising. That's not new news, right? People are talking about that. People are worried. People are afraid. The costs are rising. Now more than ever, there's a lot of noise. It's harder to succeed today than it was even a month ago, even 6 months ago, because of all the noise, all the competition, all the other people in the market, not just competition in regards to your specific industry or market, but just all the other people who are on Facebook. Think about all the courses that have come out and all the people who have learned paid advertising. The barrier to entry into advertising, especially on Facebook, has been lowered quite a bit. And now we're seeing this thing where Facebook is like, there's this whiplash going on where they're freaking out because there's privacy issues. There's so many people who are marketing on Facebook. And so they are taking drastic measures to absolutely clean house. So we want to talk about some of these issues today. If you guys haven't jumped on the gold rush of paid media, it's not too late. Even though some of this is, doom and gloom and a lot of people are talking negative stuff, it's not too late to jump in and actually have success. We're seeing people in all kinds of industries jump in, brand new, some experience, having success with this process that we're going to talk about today and some of the principles that we're going to break down. So here's the deal. Whatever you define success as, whatever your criteria for success is, there are a whole bunch of people out there that are living out your criteria. Whether it's become a reality for you or not does not matter. The fact of the matter is, however you define it, there are people that are doing it right now. The dream is not dead. It is alive and well. And it's very possible and it's very real. However, there is a distinction, right? And the distinction is, in my viewpoint, in my humble opinion, is that you have the ability to turn on paid advertising and generate income whenever you need it. That's what I see a big distinction as being. And it's not just today, right? It's not just the ability to do these things today, whatever the success is that you listed, but it's the ability to do that in 3 months, in 6 months, in 12 months, in 24 months, in 5 years. And I think when you adapt these skills, when you learn these skills and some of the principles and philosophies we're going to discuss today, it's going to help simplify the process for you, for where you're at. It's going to help you get to where you want to go. Now, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to talk you through and walk you through a Facebook Ads Manager. This isn't going to be an in-depth tutorial about tactics and stuff like that. Instead, I want to give you some principles, some philosophies, especially for current market conditions. And I truly, truly believe that these principles, these philosophies will outlast any current tactics. Okay? So tactics are best served on a case-by-case basis, and it's usually not one size fits all, right? There's tactics come and they go, and I want you guys to last for the long haul. Okay. All right. So some of the things we're going to talk about, we'll talk about what we call the magic wand effect, how to properly trigger your market to respond to your advertising, how to attract affluent prospects, people who have money, how to effectively propel the people who suck the living life out of you, right? You want to get rid of those people. So to win at paid media, you need to develop several skills, right? And these are some of the principles that we're talking about. So if you have a pen, if you have a paper, write this down. The first thing is you have to develop the skill of getting attention, or you have to develop the skill at getting attention. Not only getting attention, right? You have to develop the skill at getting attention in an economical way. And this is the thing that changed my life several years ago. If you guys have not heard my story, go listen to the Smartest Guys in Marketing podcast when we talk about our stories. But the thing that I heard someone say that just altered the course of my life was if you can spend $1 on an ad and make $2 back, like David was saying in the chat, you'll never have to worry about money again. And I grabbed a hold of that thing. I didn't really know much about paid advertising at that point. It was very, very new to me, but I grabbed a hold of that. Like it was almost like a promise. It was almost like a destination for me. I freaking grabbed a hold of that and I would not let it go until I figured it out. And now I'm at a place where I'm actually realizing my criterias of success, vacations, the travel. I was just in Italy with my wife for our anniversary in October and have a business that I absolutely love that serves me in what I want to do, right? And so if you have the ability, you understand the principles and the philosophies of getting attention and doing it in an economical way, you will be well on your way at winning with paid media and stacking the deck in your favor. All right, so the second thing is you got to be able to keep that attention, right? You have to be able to keep people engaged in the message that you have, the purpose that you have, the thing that you want them to do, the story that you're telling, right? So you have to be able to get attention. You have to be able to keep attention. And then you have to develop the skill at directing that attention, right? It's not enough just to get attention. It's not enough just to keep attention, but that attention has to have a direction. That attention has to have a purpose. And so here's the deal. It is so easy, and Ashton, I know that you'll agree with this. Feel free to jump in at any time because you run ads. It's so easy to complicate paid advertising, where we find ourselves, we're just buying every course in the market. But if you understand this framework and everything that you do is based on this, getting attention, keeping attention, and directing that attention, you will be successful, way more successful than the majority of people out there who are running ads. Anything to add to that, Ashton?
That's so true. I mean, just looking at all the courses that are out there, it seems like every day someone's making a new course about Facebook advertising, and most all of them teach tactics that will be expired in about 6 months. But the key to winning at paid media and just in business in general is remembering the foundations of it and allowing your foundations to then mold your tactics. If you can get these foundations correct, you're in for a good journey in paid media.
Oh, that was good. Say that again.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you can make these foundational elements direct your tactics, that's when you'll find success. But a lot of people are making their tactics organize their foundations. It's way off.
Yeah. Awesome. I like that. All right. So the first thing is you have to understand the triggers of your market. You have to understand the triggers of your market. Friends, family, colleagues, you have to understand. This is so crucial. What are the triggers of your market? What do they respond to? Right? So even ask yourself this question, like if you're going to write an ad or you're going to put up a post on your Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever, like this stuff applies across the board. It's not just running ads on a Facebook. Okay. This is getting your market, whoever it is that you want to have business with, have dealings with, you have to understand this principle. Okay. So write these questions down. 1, what are the triggers of my market? Who is my market? What is their pain? What is their problem? What do they love? What do they hate? What are they annoyed with? What are they afraid of? What makes them laugh? What makes them cry? And so when you are looking at writing an ad or creating a headline or finding an image, many times, some of our most successful ads that we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not seven figures on, have come through this filter. We've created those ads through this filter. And many times when I'm looking at creating an ad for our market, or even when we're working with clients and we're helping them with their stuff, many times I'll just look for one emotion. All right, I'll look for one emotion, like what's one thing, what's one emotion that my market is experiencing. One of the big problems that you guys have if you're doing any marketing on Facebook or any marketing in general is that you're so middle of the line, you're so boring, right? You don't have a distinction. You're not calling out the emotions of your market because you have no idea what they are. You haven't taken the time, you haven't done the work, you haven't done what's necessary to dive in to the emotions of your market. And I promise if you set aside some time, whether it's through a chat, whether it's lunch, whether it's email, whether it's picking up the phone and calling and just talking to your market and diving into where they are, this is not new, but so many times we forget this and we try to create marketing, we try to create ads out of a place that's very surface level. You have to understand your market. They have deep desires, deep dreams. They have big pains, big problems, big things they want to solve. And how can you expect your market to write you a big check if you don't understand those big issues and how to communicate, right? We'll talk more about that in just a minute. And, this is part of what Eugene Schwartz has talked about, some of the things that your ad must do. So break that down for us real quick.
Yeah, I think it's important, like as we break these down, you mentioned something super critical is that how can you expect your market to pay you a big check if you don't understand their pain? I'd like to go further and say, how can you expect your market to pay you a big check if you don't understand them? See, like on these Facebook ads, we have to understand that people are swiping through. They're not expecting to see your ads. So your ad needs to teleport them to where your ad is trying to get at. So Eugene Schwartz breaks this down that every ad must have, we're going to name three things.
Yeah.
One, reinforce your prospect's desire for your product. So you need to remind them that they need your product, that they want your product or service. Two, to sharpen the image of the way your product can satisfy that desire. So how does your service satisfy them? How does it help them get through their pain, go from hell to heaven, as we copywriters will try to say? Or three, to extend his or her image of where and when your product satisfies that desire. Bring them to the exact place that your product or service helps them satisfy their deepest need, which is to get over this pain, to get over this problem. And so your ad, if it doesn't do those three things, you have a very slim chance at long-term success on it.
100%. Francisco said Trump knows his marketing, and you were absolutely right. Trump is a brilliant marketer. He understands the deep pains and desires of his market. He understands how to influence them and how to get them to respond and how to get them to back him, right? And it's the same principles on Facebook. But the problem is you guys are freaking over here like in the middle of the road. And, we'll talk about this more in a second, but such a massive problem for people and the success or lack of success they have on Facebook. And again, it's not just Facebook, but it's every platform, Google, YouTube, whatever. It's understanding those things and how to get those responses and how to trigger people, right? One, their attention, keeping their attention, and then the rally cry behind you to get them to respond to your message, to your story, to whatever it is that you are selling, right? That's essentially what it is. Your story, your message. At the end of the day, it's what you're selling, right? Which is results, which is value. Yep. Okay, are we all on the same page here? All right, anything to add to that, Ashton, before we move on?
No, I think that's good. Ultimately, your ad needs to teleport. You can't even just hint at a pain point. You got to teleport them to where they understand that you're the only solution to their need.
Yes, sir. All right, so, I'm going to be at the beach. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just telling the truth, guys. Come on.
He's trying to brag.
I'm bragging a little bit. I've been wanting to go to Turks and Caicos for so long, and it's finally happening. This is something that is another crucial part to you winning. This is part of having success in your advertising. And that's drawing a line in the sand. Again, on Facebook, ads, email, whatever it might be. And this is really interesting. We had, we had a mastermind for a long time, and people who pay us tons and tons of money, where we were having a discussion with one of our clients about this lady she had done 7 figures. She had a successful business, but she was like stagnant. She wasn't getting people to move and respond to her. And so as we started to dive in, we found out that she was way too neutral with her market, because she was signing people and attracting people that she just, they were just sucking the life out of her. And she didn't have the right mechanisms and right messaging to repel the people that she didn't like, right? And so this is what I told her. I walked her through this process. And many of you are going to be afraid of this. Many of you are going to be afraid of this. You're not going to want to do it. So prepare yourself. But this is part of stacking the deck in your favor. And again, it's for longevity and working with people that can write you big checks, people that you love to work with. And that's drawing a line in the sand. Because again, so many people I've seen in the marketplace, they try to have, they try to be the middle of the road and try to have one foot on one side and one foot on the other side. And they try to serve all people. And you just cannot do it. So what you have to do is actually write down on a piece of paper what you love about your current clients, your prospects, what you don't like about your current clients, prospects, and literally draw a line and figure out what distinguishes one from the other. Is it attitudes? Is it backgrounds? Is it whatever it is for you? And you have to draw a line, and you have to speak a message to the people that you absolutely love that's going to attract them to you. And you have to not have fear inside of you of rejection and issues that are going to come up with drawing a line and repelling the people that you don't love. And it's amazing how many businesses have failed because they have tolerated sorry clients. They have tolerated what I call the vampires, the people who will just suck every piece of life, every drop of blood out of you. No matter what you do for them, they won't appreciate you. No matter how far, you could go to the ends of the earth for them, and they still they don't care. Yep. Right? They want more and more and more. And when you get this, you just get clarity, you get freedom, and it can absolutely change your life and your business. Not only that, but it helps you define and have clarity on how you should market and who you should talk to.
100%. I mean, ultimately, whenever creating an ad or even a business, the idea is always people will either like me or they'll hate me, but they will remember me. That's the ultimate goal, is like they're either going to hate you, they're going to love you, but by golly, they're going to remember you based off of what you're going to bring to the market. And when you can do that, I mean, it's a completely different ballgame.
Yes, sir. All right. So let's talk about the magic wand effect. The magic wand effect. So here's a problem with advertising today, right? People are haters. They are naysayers, even if they don't know you. How many times have you seen a discussion on Facebook, even on YouTube, where people are just hating? Like, it's like they don't have anything better to do. It's like their full-time job is just going on people's ads and their posts and just commenting negatively.
So true.
I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And, their first reaction, no matter how great, no matter how valuable, no matter how important your message is to the world, is hate. And unfortunately, this can destroy your campaigns, your marketing, before you even get it off the ground. And I'm not talking just negatively about like the technical aspect of like the algorithm and negative feedback and all like that. Yes, absolutely can happen. But I've seen this affect people personally, where they have so much fear. They're so conditioned to protect themselves and survive to where they don't want to run ads, right? Especially if you've heard stories about people commenting on some of my ads and telling me like, I should like kill myself and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. How many of you have been at that place where you've either experienced that or it's, been a real fear? You don't want to run ads because you're so afraid. You don't want to put yourself out there. And this, this fear is just keeping you from progressing into, from launching to putting yourself out there, right? You're so afraid. Well, the magic wand effect is really a process that helps you stack the deck, right? It helps you control the outcome of your effort. And so, stacking the deck, how do you do that? Well, part of that is controlling what I call the mob, right? The mob, people on Facebook, people on social media. When you have this magic wand effect, you have the ability to kind of control the mob. This one principle has been very, very tremendously impactful for our paid media, our success. And even when you come against the issues of people negatively commenting or saying you're a scammer or saying, oh, just another person is telling me I should do something, whatever it might be, you have this process. And this is almost like just a little sexy tactic for you guys. And so the ability to basically warm up your ads and direct people on your content, people who are engaging with your message. This process of what we do is called pre-gaming, right? So we basically, what we do is before we launch our ads out to the cold market, first we launch them out to our warm market, if not our hot.
Yep.
People who are actually customers. And so it could be clients, it could be customers, it could be people on our email list, it could be our fans. But when you understand the mentality of the mob, and you understand that people are sheep, and many, many times they're going to do what they see other people doing, right? Ashton, you see this all the time, man. Like,
yeah.
You're in it every single day combating this issue.
Yes.
So how often have you seen people either succeed or failed because of this?
Oh, all the time. And oftentimes it's people are looking at it differently. So like when you're looking to scale a campaign or you're looking to launch a campaign, our first thought is kind of how can we get people to convert, right? But my first thought is actually, how do I get Facebook to like this ad? What do I mean is, how do we get Facebook to start delivering my ad to a large amount of people, the people I tell it to deliver to? You have to prove that ad to Facebook. So some people will even have larger budgets, and I'm not going to get too tactical, but people have larger budgets and Facebook won't spend all of it. It's because they don't believe that ad is quality enough, and so they just don't deliver it. And so our first goal in kind of pre-gaming the ad is delivering it to the people we know will react positively to the ad. Because then once we do that, we're proving to Facebook that this ad is valuable, this ad is worth showing, go ahead and spend my money. And once we do that, we can start delivering that same ad to cold audiences. And when the mob starts coming around, as they inevitably do, it's not
with
such
their sticks.
Exactly. We're literally, as Chris said, we're stacking the deck against the mob because we've already proved the ad. We don't need the mob's opinion. We don't care about it because we've already proved it to Facebook. And it's a really, really great way if you're looking to actually scale a campaign to allow yourself to.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the deal. Like there's a million tactics, there's a bunch of strategies to do this correctly. If you guys don't have the report that I wrote on basically leveraging this process, how to move the mob from stage 1, they don't know who you are, right, to stage 2, to stage 3, to where they become, you turn like the mob from a raging, angry person who has no clue who you are to just a fan and someone who will defend you and someone who actually wants to do business with you. You guys need to jump on this and actually talk about this. Page 5, it's how to build a primed and ready audience. So if you don't have this, you're like, man, I don't have that. I don't have, a hot list of a bunch of people. Like all you're doing is you're going on, you're talking to, your mom and your dad and your cousins. Say, hey, can you go comment on this ad? You have to go get this report.
Yep.
So it's $7 one time. Go to trafficandfunnels.com/cracking the code.
Yeah, it's so funny. Whenever, even on our ads now, like whenever you effectively do that strategy that Chris talks about, you'll actually see people start to come defend your own ad. Like we see people all the time from our warm audiences because we've pre-gamed them. They're on that ad. And whenever the mob comes around, you start to see like our warm audiences actually defending our ad. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I know some people on this live stream have actually seen and read this report. If you're a memo subscriber, you've seen this. If you have, go ahead and just hit that like button. Let me know. Some of the other things I talk about in this, a lot of people, there's a lot of talk today about webinars. Do they work? Do they not work? In this, I actually break down the structure of what I call the invisible marketing list, right? And so it's really the structure of what we use to launch TNF and what a lot of our clients, even today, who, just maybe a webinar is not right for them, or a lot of the tactics out there aren't right for them. So the invisible marketing list, what I actually believe is the future. And, I'm not going to say I'm a prophet or anything, but, I've been talking about this stuff since over a year ago. And we're seeing tremendous results from this process that I break down in this report. It's $7 that I know that you guys can, have major impact in your business. Just a deeper dive, talk about the awareness matrix and how I built this invisible marketing list of 17,000 warm prospects on $189 in ad spend, which is insane if you understand marketing and advertising, how much it costs to build an email list. So go grab that. I know you guys will get a tremendous amount of value from it.